this third Journ'Advent. My name is Geneviève. You are on the YouTube channel of Rives Compagnie, which is a shop based near Montreal, a sewing and knitting shop with online classes and all that good stuff. On Instagram, I am Geneviève.versapin, and on Ravelry, Versapin. I hope you are well and still feeling hopeful in spite of all the bad COVID news we have right now. So today I'm filming is Wednesday, and this video is gonna come out on Friday, and the situation could have changed completely. I don't know, it's going so fast, so I hope you are feeling well and somewhat safe. Yep. Well, I'm sick again. I think so it's a second cold or still the same cold, I don't know. I think my body is just kind of screaming for me to stop and rest. So almost there. It's almost the holidays, and I intend to take them very quietly and calmly and rest as much as possible. So a couple of projects this week, well, a few of them. So I honestly don't know where the week has gone, but I still made good progress on some stuff and started some other stuff which I shouldn't have. It's time to wrap up that's a good choice of word. It's time to wrap up my projects and finish them, and not start new things, but I couldn't help myself. I'll show you. So first of all, need I say more? So I did what I said I would. I finished the first sleeve this week, so I'm still on schedule to finish it by Christmas. So I won't talk much about it because I talk about it all the time, but I'm really happy with the stripe placement on this sleeve. It turned out that I finished the same way I finished the bodice, so white, red, and white. There's just a whole repetition more on the sleeve, just because I have long arms. So if I stand up, you'll see. So it finishes in the same way, so I think the rhythm is really nice. So quite pleased with that. And I have to keep motivated because I kind of have a second sleeve syndrome. You know, it's not the first sleeve syndrome. I'm always feeling like I want to see how it turns out with sleeves and how it looks. But then once one sleeve is done, I kind of see what the sweater is going to look like, and I feel like the second sleeve is going to be no big deal, and then the project just gets abandoned. So I need to make that second sleeve, but I'm really pleased with it. Then there's my gift project for my partner, for André. So he's in the next room, so I'm gonna be unspecific. So I think he has headphones on, but just to be sure. So it's turning out really nicely. I'm so pleased. So last week I was working on the charts, so I have done them, and I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Like, if you don't look too closely, it really looks like that logo, so I'm happy with that. And it's such a fun project to make. So I have started the color work, and it's hard to put it down. It's so fun to see the drawing come to life. And so on the back, you kind of see the number emerging. So I have changed yarn from what I told last week, because last week I thought I was gonna make it with a leftover of tuku wool. Well, what I thought was tuku wool, and then I realized that it wasn't. It was some Bichibush Le Petit Lambswool, and it's much finer. It's a much finer yarn, so it wasn't working with my other two tuku wools. Like the contrasting colors would pop out everywhere. It wasn't working, and so I changed this is an Arfil. I have a sweater quantity of that, so I cannot call it a leftover, but it is stash yarn, and I have so much that I'm not worried about not having enough. So that's one thing that I don't have to worry about, which is good. And yeah, so oh yes, It's 3 colors. I have 3 colors in there. And at first I was trying to make everyone travel all around all the time. But I got really annoyed with that. I don't have much experience in color work, and I was finding it really fiddly. And it meant also that you had a lot of yarn traveling back to the back of the work, and at those points on the side where it's gonna stretch over the object it needs to go over, you would see all 3 colors. So I wasn't happy with that, so I ripped it off and changed technique. So now I have the colors only where the pattern is. So what I do is I leave, so instead of making my colors travel all around, I simply make my row, then catch the yarn a couple times behind, then leave it, the contrasting yarn, then abandon it, keep going with my main color, coming on to the other side, picking up this contrasting yarn, catching it once or twice behind, and then doing my color work, catching it afterwards, and then just let it hang. And when I come back to pick it up again, I simply make a really long float and make sure there is absolutely no tension on it, so it doesn't pull the drawing, it doesn't pull the color work. And I can get away with that, I think. Maybe somebody more experienced than me would think it's a crazy way to work, but it's not something that's going to be worn. It's going to be stitched on the hot water bottle. It's going to be stitched on it because basically you have to kind of feed it through here and then close that opening. So it's going to be stitched on it. So I don't really care if the inside looks a mess like it does, as long as it doesn't distort the color work I'm trying to do. It doesn't pull on it. So it's much more fun to work this way. So I'm trying it, and so far it seems to work quite well. And if I have one that pulls, I could always just go snip it, because I have caught it before and after. I think it's secure enough, so I could always go and snip these. If one of them by mistake I made too tight, I could go, like the first ones I made, I underestimated the length I needed, so I might just go ahead and snip them in the middle, and that's gonna be fine, I think. Yeah, this is really, really fun to make. I'm having a hard time putting it down, but I need to get moving. And I ended up using 2.25 millimeter needles, so it's really like the equivalent of knitting a pair of socks in a week. So yeah, I need to get moving. And then, if that wasn't enough, I started another project, which is also so much fun. I didn't plan on, well, I hadn't decided on a gift for my son. He's 1.5, so he doesn't really realize that it's Christmas, and he's gonna be probably a bit spoiled by his grandparents. So it's not like a big deal, but you know, Christmas comes around and then you think, oh, I really want him to have something to open up on Christmas morning when he's at home. So I decided to, on an impulse, I decided to cast on for him. So I decided to cast on a little horse, and I'm making using this pattern, which is so cute. It is Nyla the Unicorn, which is a pattern by Rachel Borello Carroll. And it's just such a cute pattern. She has a pattern for a horse, but it's more of a standing horse, like that stands on its 4 legs. And this one is flatter, and I enjoyed that one. But, well, first, it's really cute. And also it means that I could possibly, for my son's birthday, make, like knit a sweater for it, or a pair of overalls or something like that, and he could have fun dressing it, so I thought it was cute. So I'm making a horse. I'm just omitting the horn and making it a bit browner than you would a unicorn. Oh, here's the head. And this is so fun. I did this in one sitting, like 2 episodes of something and it was done. So it's so fun, and it's fun to see it take shape. So I have to embroider its eyes. She's using acrylic eyes, but I don't have those, so I'm simply gonna embroider the eyes. And I'm currently making a little ear for my horse. It's so cute. And the yarns I'm using, well, the white, I don't remember. It's 2 strands of fingering held together. My life this autumn, always 2 strands held together. And these are, this is one I dyed myself using blueberries. It's a super wash, so it really drank up all the dye bath and became this really deep brown, which is really cool. And this is Noble by Bleu Poussière, which is a very luxurious yarn, but I had like 1 skein that I bought on impulse just because I think it's so lovely a yarn, and it was a lovely color, and it was a yarn festival, so I just bought it, and it hasn't found a project yet. It's gonna end up in a shawl probably, but I thought I could take a bit of it to make this toy, so it's really cute. And why a horse? It's because my son is really passionate about horses, and I think it's something that I've imposed onto him because I love horses, always have them. And since we live in the countryside, there are a few of them that we pass every day on our way to the daycare, so I always slow down and like, look the horse. And sometimes we step out of the car to go say hello, so it's really cute. Enjoying the process immensely. So that's it for knitting, quite enough of it. I have to stop casting on now. No more cast on. And in sewing, so I have been really good, and I made the things I said I was gonna make. So I made a little pair of birch trousers for my son, and he hasn't tried them on yet. It's gonna be tomorrow for his daycare Christmas. But I can see that they are a bit long for him still, but that's just great because they have an elasticated cuff. It holds really well on top of the foot, especially with his shoes on. It sort of just bunches up on the ankle, and then it can grow with him. So it makes it worth it because he can wear it a while. And I also made myself a pair of sweatpants. So these are, I'm going to show them from a distance because I've been wearing them a lot and they need to go in the wash. But these are the Anima pants by Paper Cut Pattern. It's just a simple pair of sweatpants, really comfy. Yeah, I enjoy them so much. And yeah, not much to say about them except that this pattern doesn't exist anymore. I've been making them for years, the same pattern for myself, and I have modified it for Anaya as well, and I just keep making them, but they don't have it anymore. Last time I checked, they replaced it with the Tula pants. I think it's the Tula pants, which are supposed to be like the evolution of that pattern, but it's the same. You have these patterns in different companies, so you can really take your pick. The Hudson pants would be the same kind as well. So yeah, it's nice to have just a like your pattern for sweatpants that fits you and that you can make over and over. My Caroline pajamas have not yet been cut. They took a bit of a back seat because I had an idea for another Christmas outfit, and that idea became a priority. So I want to make myself a combo of an Ava skirt by Silverit, just a simple A-lined skirt, well, almost not a slightly A-lined skirt, and a Zadie blouse by Silverit as well to wear tucked in the skirt. And the fabrics are going to be fabrics we just released at Rives, so that's why yeah, it kind of took me over. When I was cutting this fabric for clients, I was like, oh yes, I want to make myself something. So this is for the skirt. It's already cut up. It is Robert Kaufman Essex yarn dyed cotton linen blend with a shiny thread. so it sparkles. But not too much. I think I might wear it after Christmas as well. We'll see. Because from a distance, it just looks really heathered. And then when you come close to it, it's going to be hard to show. And then when you come close, I don't think I can show it. It's definitely hard to take a picture of it. But yeah, we found that out. No, it's hard to see it on picture. But yeah, it's quite sparkly. And so this is the skirt. And this is gonna be the Zadie blouse. This is Atelier Brunette crepe, viscose crepe, and color is midnight, and it's midnight as well, this one, I think. And they're gonna be such friends. I think it's gonna look really cute and festive and a bit smart as well. I could possibly wear this again during the spring. I have a few concerts that I'm planning to attend, and this could be a nice outfit for them. This is it for sewing, so I'm trying to not have any other ideas before Christmas. Last week I made a music suggestion and I had some good feedback on it. I think I'm gonna do that more often. But this week I wanted to make a book suggestion. So it is a wonderful book that I'm having so much fun to read. It is a collection of letters written by Tolkien to his children. So it's called Letters from Father Christmas. It's Tolkien from 1920 to 1943, when his children were little, would write to them every December as Father Christmas. And these letters were then assembled and put into a book by one of his family members. I don't know if it was his daughter, not sure. So Tolkien is one of my favorite authors. Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite ever work. And yeah, so it's just a joy to discover this, and it's really quite touching as well to see how involved he was, how his imagination that we know from his work could work in a family situation. So the whole book is just gorgeous. So you have pictures of the original letters, and then they are written out. It's just such a gorgeous book, and yeah, he definitely has an incredible imagination. So it's not your typical letters from Father Christmas. It's like so many things happen at the North Pole. Did you know? So as the letters keep coming every year, you get more and more bits of stories and a bit of bigger picture of what is happening at the North Pole, and with the North Polar Bear, and with those pesky goblins that live nearby, and those reindeers who keep escaping and being mischievous and stuff. And of course, I think I'm not far into the book, but I think Tolkien also develops a language for the North Pole, of course, and all illustrated by him. And you also have pictures of the envelopes because they were so gorgeous most of the time. And what's really fun, like such gorgeous illustration. And what's also really fun is that you can see that some years Tolkien was really busy. And so some years the letter is like, hello boys, hello girl, so busy this year, no time to write. Hope you enjoy your presents. Goodbye. Love, Father Christmas. And other years it's like, it's a whole story of things that have happened and with illustrations and everything. It's so, yeah, I find it really something special. It's currently living on my bedside table and we read one every night before we go to bed. And yeah, it's really heartwarming. That is it for me this week. That's quite enough on my plate. I hope you are well. I hope you are finding a way to maybe wind down to Christmas. I'm talking to myself as much as to you. Yeah, finding some little pockets of self-care in the midst of everything. And yeah, I will see you soon. Bye.